Apple, Martin Luther King, the Wright brothers. What do they all have in common? They had less resources than their competitors, less technology, less experience, and yet they changed everything, while others with more talent, more money, more advantages stayed invisible. Simon Sinek spent years trying to understand why, and what he found will change how you see every leader, every company, and every decision you make about your own life. Sinek had his own business, was doing reasonably well, but felt completely uninspired, just working, no real sense of purpose. Going through the motions, sound familiar? And then he noticed a pattern. In the most inspiring leaders and companies in the world, they all thought, communicated, and acted in exactly the same way, from the inside out. That pattern became the golden circle. And here is where it gets interesting, because this pattern is not just about business, it is about you. The golden circle is 3 simple words: what, how, why. Every person on the planet knows what they do. Some know how they do it, but very few, very, very few know why. Not to make money. That is a result. Why is your purpose, your cause, your belief, the reason you get out of bed in the morning? Think about your own life for a second. Why did you start what you are doing? Not the practical answer, the real one. Because that answer is everything. Now let me show you exactly why this matters. Most companies communicate from the outside in. They start with what? A computer company says, "We make great computers, beautifully designed, easy to use. Want to buy one? Fine." But completely forgettable. Now here is how Apple actually communicates. They start with why. Everything we do. We believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? Same company, same products, completely different feeling. One makes you think. The other makes you feel. And here is the real truth. People do not buy what you do. They buy why you do it. Always. But here is the part nobody talks about. This is not just science. This is biology. The human brain has 2 key parts. The outer layer handles rational thought, facts, figures, language. The inner layer handles feelings, trust, loyalty. And every single decision you actually make, here is the critical part. The inner brain has no capacity for language, which means when you communicate with facts, people understand you, but they do not feel anything. When you communicate with why, you reach the part of the brain that actually makes decisions. This is why gut feelings are real. This is why you can have all the information in the world and still feel unsure. Your gut and your head are literally using different parts of your brain, and inspiring leaders always speak to the gut first, and nobody proves this better than Martin Luther King. Think about this carefully. On August 28, 1963, 250,000 people showed up in Washington, D.C. Nobody sent them a ticket. Nobody told them they had to come. They came because they believed what King believed. But here is what most people miss. King did not go around telling people what needed to change. He told them what he believed. He did not say, "I have a plan." He said, "I have a dream." And the people who shared that dream took it as their own, showed up, not for him, for themselves, for their own belief. That is the power of why. Now ask yourself, are you giving people a plan, or are you giving them a dream? Now here is where it gets dangerous. Most companies and most people start with a clear why. The founder is passionate. The mission is clear. Everyone believes, and then the company grows. More people, more processes, more focus on profit. And slowly, without even noticing, the why gets buried under the what. The company that started to change the world becomes just another company trying to make money. Think about someone who started a YouTube channel with real passion, with something to say, with a genuine reason, and now just uploads because they feel they have to. Same channel, same content. But something is gone. That something is the why. And when you lose it, you lose everything that made people care about you in the first place. And this is the part that connects to your life more than any business example. Think about someone who started a career because they genuinely loved it, energized, creative, unstoppable. Then, slowly, the promotions came. The responsibilities grew, the meetings multiplied, and one day they wake up. Same job, completely empty. Not because the work changed, because they lost connection to why they started. Reconnecting to your why does not change what you do. It changes how it feels to do it. And that difference is everything. Sinek ends with one powerful idea. The people who will believe in you most are not looking for a product. They are looking for a belief, something that reflects who they are, what they stand for. You do not find these people by marketing. To everyone, you find them by being so clear about your why that the right people find you because they see themselves in what you believe. That is not a marketing strategy. That is human connection at its deepest level. Here is what this entire book comes down to. The most dangerous thing in life is not failure. It is succeeding at something that does not matter to you. Working hard, building something, achieving the goal, and feeling nothing because you never ask the one question that makes everything meaningful. Why? 1 year from now, you will either be doing work that feels like it means something, or you will still be building something you do not even care about. The difference is not talent, not resources, not timing. It is whether you know your why and whether you are brave enough to lead with it.
If this
every
shifted
single
something,
day.
share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to Luminary Reads. Every week, we break down books that actually change lives. Drop a comment below.